Hi everyone, it's me Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a crocheted hat tutorial. This hat was a challenge from KK Crochet for me to come up with a design that went along with a song. This particular song was Africa by Toto. And yeah, this is what I ended up coming up with, and it's called Bless the Rains. So for today's tutorial, I will be using some Caron Simply Soft, and I will be using the colorway of Dark Country Blue and Off-White. I also will be using a size 5.5 crochet hook. Now, if you're doing a chain to start with, I suggest going up a half a hook size or even a whole hook size. The chain that you will need for the hat that we will be making, which will be the adult version of this hat, you will need to chain a total of 68. If you're going to follow along with me, we're going to work up a double crochet foundation round. We will connect in the round on the 68th double crochet, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a moment. If you are going to start from a chain 68, connect without twisting your chain, and do one full round of double crochets. One double crochet in every stitch all the way around. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I have started here. I'm going to be starting with the white, and as you can see, we have a ribbed edge, and then we go into our pattern. So I'm going to grab, because I am starting with a double crochet foundation in the round, I'm just going to go ahead and start with my size 5 hook. And let's see here. To begin a double crochet foundation row, you're going to chain a total of 3 chains. And I'm going to zoom in so you can watch the step-by-step process of doing this foundation round. So chain 1, 2, and 3. Now down here in this very first chain, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook as if to do a double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and chain 1. That brings us to the next part of our double crochet. Then yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Now you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, chain 1. I always put my thumb and middle finger on that chain 1, so that way I know where to go next. Yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 more. Yarn over, insert your hook into that chain 1. Now when I do that, I am going under 2 loops to give it more stability. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, chain 1, yarn over and go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2. Now, if you're following along with me and you're doing this double crochet foundation round, go ahead and do 67 double crochets just as we have started. When we get to the 68th, I will meet back up with you and we will connect in the round together. All right, so we have done 67 double crochet foundation row, and we're going to do our 68th together because we're going to join the 2 ends. Now making sure that you do not twist your foundation row. We're going to yarn over just as we would if we were going to do our next double crochet. You're going to insert your hook underneath both loops just as we normally would. And then what I do is I pull these together so that way they meet together flat like this. And I'm going to insert my hook into that very first chain, very first double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop, and then I'm going to pull it through those at the bottom of our last chain here. Now I'm going to yarn over and go through 2, just like that. Now I'm going to reach up with 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to reach up, and this very first chain, I'm going to go through the top of that chain, picking up both loops so we have good sound structure. And I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through those and through the last 2. So now I'm connected in the round. Again, if you know a better way of doing it, you're more than welcome to do so. That is entirely up to you. So now we're going to start round 2, and round 2 you will repeat a total of 2 more times after you finish round 2. So I'm going to chain 1 and find that very last double crochet that we did. I'm going to insert my hook behind that double crochet as a post, yarn over, pull up a loop, and slip it through the loop that's on my hook. Like such. And chain 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to back post the next post. And we're going to front post the next post. That is your repeat. 1 front post and 1 back post. You're going to continue to work front and back post all the way around. And when we get to the end, I will meet up with you and show you how I finish and begin the next round. Okay, so once you've come to the end, you should have your last stitch is a back post. We're going to slip stitch by coming from behind the chain 3 post, yarn over, and slip stitching. Now we're just going to repeat 1, 2, and 3, and back post your back post. And front post your front post. That is what you are going to do for rounds 3 and 4, and I will meet back up with you once I have finished round 4, and I'll show you how to close this up. Okay, so once you've come to the final back post and double crochet, we're going to connect to the top of that chain that we made by slip stitching to the very top of that chain. Now we're going to repeat Now we're going to begin our 4-round repeat that you will do through the entirety of the body of the hat and into the crown of the hat. We're going to be repeating this, and we will be using 2 colors. When you're using the colors, we do not cut at the end. We're carrying it up. As you can see right here, where it's jumping up the inside of the hat. And we are going to work these 4 rounds, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now, that can depend solely on you and your style, how tight your tension is, how loose your tension is. Just for a general reference, this area here is roughly about 4.5 inches. So you can go with either inches or amount of repeats of those 4 rounds. So for round 1, you're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. And then you're going to place 1 single crochet in every stitch around. Now, I recommend placing a stitch marker into that very first stitch. That way you know you are ending in the right stitch. I also recommend that you count your stitches to make sure that you have 68 single crochets when you finish round 1 of your 4 round repeat. So I'm going to continue working 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around, and I will join up with you at the end to show you round 2 of our 4 round repeat. Okay, so once you've made it around to the end, you're going to slip stitch to your very first single crochet. You should have a total of 68 single crochets. Chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. Replace your stitch marker. This is round 2 of your 4 round repeat. You're going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next. That is your repeat all the way around. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. Continue working your chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next until you have reached the end. Your last stitch should be a chain 1 and slip stitch to the very first single crochet. When we've made it all the way around, I will meet back up with you. Okay, so I've reached the end. I'm now going to do my chain 1, and then I have a 1 stitch left to skip, and I'm going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet. However, I'm not going to complete that slip stitch with the white. I'm actually going to be pulling up our country blue and slip stitching with it. And then I'll just tighten down that off-white. And we will begin with the blue now. So this is round 3 of the 4 round repeat. You're going to go ahead and chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. Replace your stitch marker. And now we're going to do what's called a drop stitch. And I'm going to zoom in so that way you can see nice and up close and personal. All right, so we have our chain 1 and the row below is the skipped stitch. You're going to insert your hook into that skipped stitch from 2 rows below. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and single crochet. Now make sure that when you're doing your single crochet, you don't tighten this down and scrunch it all together. We want it to be the height of a single crochet. So yarn over and single crochet. Then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And once again, we're going to repeat. Into the stitch below your chained 1, so that's your skipped stitch. You're going to insert your hook all the way through. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and bring that loop up to the height of a single crochet. Yarn over and single crochet into your next stitch. So we're working over the top of that chain 1 and into that skipped single crochet below. We'll do this a couple of times together so that way you can see. Okay. Single crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to do our dropped stitch. and then single crochet into the next stitch. And a dropped stitch. And this is what it should look like. You're going to continue working this all the way around. Your very last stitch should be a drop stitch. I'll meet up with you on our last stitch and we'll go over what to do on round 4 of your 4-round repeat. All right, I have reached the end of the round. I'm going to go ahead and remove my stitch marker, slip stitch to the very first single crochet, chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch, replacing my stitch marker. Round 4 is another simple round. We're going to just simply place 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So 1 stitch in 1 single crochet in every stitch. You should still have a total of 68 stitches when you reach the end. Okay, so I've reached the end. I'm going to show you how one more time to carry your yarn up. So I'm going to insert my hook to that very first single crochet. I'm going to drop my second color, which is the blue. I'm going to pick up my main color, which is the white, yarn over and slip stitch. Tighten down that secondary color, chain 1 and single crochet back into the same stitch, replace my stitch marker. So now you're going to go ahead and repeat rounds 1 through 4, a total of 3 more times, or for approximately 4 to 4.5 inches in height. We will begin our decreasing rounds at that time. Okay, so if you're following along with me, you're going to end up roughly on round 17. You'll start your decreases, or as tall as you wish the body of the hat to be. Now, for this particular hat that I finished, I stopped at 16, and round 17 was my first decreasing round. This is a heavier 4-weight because it's like Red Heart and something else, I forget what. But it's a little bit heavier, so I went ahead and cut it off at round 17. Now with the Caron Simply Soft, because it is a little thinner of a 4-weight, I went a few more rounds, and I went actually 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I went 20 rounds up from my ribbing, and this is where I will begin the decreases on round 21 for this hat. When I'm telling you on rounds, I will be telling you the rounds as if I was doing this hat. So I'm going to start with saying round 17, because if you are using a heavier yarn, I recommend starting your first decrease on round 17, not on round 21, unless you're using Caron Simply Soft or another thinner 4-weight yarn. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to be using the rounds as if I was using a heavier yarn. So for round 17, your very first decreasing round, you're going to, we've slip stitched and pulled up our new color. You're going to chain 1 and single crochet into that very first stitch and replace your stitch marker. Your decreases are going to be on your single crochet in every stitch round. So out of every 4 rounds, 2 of those rounds will be decreasing rounds. So round 17, you're going to single crochet into the next 15 stitches. So including our first one here, 14 more stitches. So a total of 15 single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, including our very first single crochet. Now we're going to single crochet 2 together. I'm going to zoom in for this very first 2 together. So for a single crochet 2 together decrease, you're going to insert your hook into your next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook. You're going to go straight into your next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through all 3. That just turned 2 stitches into 1. Now you're going to place 1 single crochet in each of the next 15 stitches and repeat your single crochet 2 together. You're going to do this all the way to the end of the round. You will have decreased by 4 stitches at the end of round 17, giving you a total number of 64 single crochets. I'm going to meet up with you at the end of this round. Okay, when you come to the end of round 17, it should have been a single crochet 2 together, decrease as your last stitch. Slip stitch to the very first single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch, chain 1, replace your stitch marker, now skip 1 and single crochet into the next, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. Chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next. Okay, so once you have come to the end of round 18, you should have a chain 1. We're going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet by dropping our current color, color A, and picking up our contrasting color, color B, to complete that slip stitch. Just give a little tug on color A to tighten up that loop there. Now we're going to do our drop stitch round, which is the same as you have previously done throughout the pattern. You're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. Replace your stitch marker. And do your single crochet drop stitch into the next skipped single crochet. And then single crochet into your next single crochet. Okay, so for round 20, this is your next decreasing round. We're going to do that same decreasing of 4 stitches all the way around here. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to place 1 single crochet into the first 14 stitches and then single crochet 2 together in the following 2. So I have slip stitched my first single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet back into the same stitch. That is my first of the 14 single crochets. So here we go. That is 2, 13, and 14. And now we're going to single crochet 2 together. So insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go right into the following stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3. That is your repeat, 14 single crochets, and then single crochet 2 together. Continue working all the way around. Your very last stitch should be a decrease, a single crochet 2 together. I'm going to meet up with you at the end of round 20 and we'll discuss round 21. All right, so I'm coming to the end of round 20. For round 21, we're going to continue in pattern and pick up our main color to finish the slip stitch to end the round. Give a little tug on your color B to tighten up that loop. You're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. That is your first single crochet of round 21. Replace your stitch marker. Now we're going to single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches for a total of 8 single crochets. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're going to single crochet 2 together. That is your repeat for round 21. Single crochet in the next 8 stitches and then single crochet 2 together. Continue working around. Your last stitch will be a decreasing stitch of single crochet 2 together. I will meet up with you at the end of round 21 to discuss round 22. Okay, so we're ending round 21. I'm going to begin round 22. 22 is the same as we would normally do, which is chain 1, single crochet into your first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next stitch. That is your repeat for the round. I'm going to replace my stitch marker now before I get too far. Now chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. You're going to continue to do this all the way around. And when you get to the end of round 22, round 23 is just your drop stitch round. So go ahead and continue rounds 22 and 23. And I'll meet back up with you for round 24 for your next decreasing round. Okay, so let's begin round 24. Round 24 is another decreasing round. I'm going to slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round, chain 1, and single crochet into the same stitch. So for this round, you're going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches for a total of 6 single crochets, 1 being your very first one. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you're going to single crochet 2 together. And that is your repeat around. Single crochet 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches and single crochet 2 together. All right, so to end round 24 and begin round 25, we need to slip stitch and bring in color A, our main color, by completing the slip stitch with the main color and tighten down color B. Chain 1 and single crochet back into the same stitch, and that is your very first single crochet. You're then going to place 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches for a total of 4 single crochets. That would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now you're going to single crochet 2 together for a decrease. That is your repeat around. 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then single crochet 2 together. Continue working round 25. Round 26 is your single crochet chain 1, skip 1. Round 27 is your drop stitch round where you're bringing back the color B. And I will meet up with you on our next decreasing round, which will be round 28. Okay, so here we are for round 28. I just finished round 27 by slip stitching to the first single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet back into the same stitch, replacing my stitch marker. And now we are going to single crochet into the next stitch. So that's 2 single crochets, and you're going to do your decrease, your single crochet 2 together, decrease into the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet 1, single crochet 2, and then do your decrease of single crochet 2 together. That is your repeat for the round. 2 single crochets and then single crochet 2 together, decrease. Continue with that all the way around, and I will meet up with you at the end to discuss round 29. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 28. I'm going to slip stitch to my very first single crochet. My last stitch of round 28 was a single crochet 2 together, decrease. And now I'm picking up my main color, color A, to finish that slip stitch off. Give a little tug to that loop from the previous color. This is also a decreasing round. You're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into the same stitch and replace your stitch marker. Now we're going to do a decrease stitch. So a single crochet 2 together is your next stitch, and then 1 single crochet. And that is your repeat all the way around for round 29. You're going to decrease 2 together and single crochet into the next stitch. Continue working that all the way around for round 29. Round 30, you will be single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet all the way around. Round 31 is drop stitch round. You will pick up color B and do your drop stitch round. I'll meet back up with you at the end of our drop stitch round, round 31. We will begin our last and final decreases on round 32. Okay, so I have finished the drop stitch round, slip stitched, chain 1, and single crocheted back into the same stitch to begin round 32. Round 32 is the same as round 29. So we're single crocheting into that first stitch where our stitch marker is, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together. And that is your repeat for round 32. Single crochet, and then single crochet 2 together. Now we're going to slip stitch and pick up our main color for the last round. So if you want, you can go ahead and cut away from color B and stuff it down in the hole there at the top. Now we're going to go ahead and finish this last round with chain 1, and then we're going to insert our hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and single crochet them all together. So we're going to decrease all the way around. Every single stitch will be a single crochet 2 together decreasing stitch until you have reached the end of the round for round 33. And then you'll cut away from your working ball of yarn, leaving enough tail to sew in the top. About 6 inches will do it. More than that, you're going to have a little bit too much left over when you finish sewing in the top. Okay. So I'm just going to simply slip stitch to that first single crochet, pull up a decent size loop, cut away from my ball of yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that tail through that loop and tighten it down. And turn your hat inside out after sticking your tail through. And I'm going to show you how I close this up. There's not many stitches here. So what I do is I weave in and out of those final single crochets all the way around until I've come back to the beginning. And you can go a couple times around if you want to. This is just how I'm doing it. I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to bring up my blue yarn and simply tie a square knot. And then all I got to do is cut my tail off like such. That's it. That's all I'm doing to the top. I have a couple more tails to weave in here. And that is it for this hat. I will zoom back out so you can see the final hat. Okay, so there you have it. This is Bless the Reins hat, beanie. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know down in the comments section if you make this hat. I really would like to see it as well. If you'd like to come over to the Facebook group and post it there, or you can send it to me in an email, or you can even tag me on Instagram. However you wish, I would love to see your work. Again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.